this is Steve Garland giving my video newsletter of the week. We just got back from the Hockey Duels / Hockey Open. It was crazy. It was only a one-day event, but it was two events going at once. It was an open tournament and the Hockey Duels going at once. So long day. I ended up staying after with some of the guys and got to watch the tournament conclusion. And so I didn't get back till late last night, but lots of stuff to report on. We went 2-1 on the weekend. We lost a heartbreaker very close to Wisconsin. Then we came back, rebounded, and were able to beat Kent State. So our record's 5-1 on the year. We've had 6 matches already. It's crazy how quick it goes. I want to briefly touch on the first dual meet because we had some new faces in the lineup. Not new faces, but guys that don't get the credit that they deserve because they're great kids and they work hard and they're tough. And so I want to recognize Will Mason, Chris Yankovic, James Suvak, and Pat Gillen. All these guys were, lost really close wrestle-offs or hadn't had a wrestle-off yet, or whatever the situation is. They haven't been, they didn't wrestle some of those other matches, but they were in there this weekend, and it was awesome. Will Mason came right out, started our team off on the right foot, looks fantastic. He's looked fantastic all year. And then, obviously Yankovic got a chance to get in there. Right now we got Gus Seiko, who's been starting for us at 149, and Chris is a kid who is a great kid that, again, doesn't get enough praise, and he popped in and won a tough one. And then James Suvak looked awesome again. And then Pat Gillen came in and looked great. So Pat Gillen's a guy who we're really proud of. He came all the way down from, he's gotten his highest, I don't want to say the exact weight, but he's gotten high. He came in as a guy out of high school that he was just a big kid. And so he's dieted the right way. He's been really disciplined and came all the way down, and now he's wrestling at 97 for us, and he's really good. So definitely praise to those guys. We were able to beat VMI, whatever it was, 40-something to 3. The heavyweight match, another guy, a new face, is Colin Campbell. Colin's another guy that doesn't get enough attention, but he's in the room every day scrapping with Ethan Hayes, and we love the kid. He's a transfer from Penn State that a lot of you guys may not know about, but he's just a phenomenal kid, smart, hard-working, and he lost a heartbreaker at the heavyweight match. It was a kind of a controversial thing, last-second takedown, and I'll just leave it at that, but to say that it was tough to watch him lose that way. He got illegally slammed in the match and landed on his head and had an injury default out. We wanted to play that safe and make sure that he's okay, so hopefully he'll be back this weekend for the NC State Open. And we went into Wisconsin. Wisconsin was a crazy match, and I just feel like we let that one slip away. Credit to Wisconsin, but we had, I think, 3 matches that we feel like we could have, if we had to do over again, it would probably be different, but I'm sure they would say the same thing. It would say the same result, but I just trusted that wasn't our best performance, and I don't think it was theirs either, frankly. I don't think it was a very pretty match to watch. It was 19-17 was the final. It came down to heavyweight, and Ethan Hayes gave it everything he had and almost beat the 4th or 5th ranked guy in the country. Connor Medberry was a total stud, and he just did a great job, competed like he always does, like a champion. So, but the good news about losing is that's when, last week we did so well. It's hard to see things we're deficient at, and man, we saw some things that we were deficient at, and then we need to get on. That's awesome. As a coach, that's when your eyes get wide open and you think, wow, okay, what a purposeful week we're going to have working on A, B, and C. So as a coach, as a wrestlehead, I'm excited about that. Here's what I'm most proud of the weekend, the biggest thing to take from the weekend. As soon as we got done with that match, everybody was refocused. Everybody was fired up to take on Kent. Kent had just tied Virginia Tech. We all know how tough Virginia Tech's team is, whether we like to admit it or not. They're tough. And gosh darn it, they went out and almost beat them. They lost on like the 5th criteria. And so we knew they were going to be tough, and our guys just responded. We won at 25, 33, 41, 49, 57, 65, and 74. Before we blinked, we were up 26-0. And look, a lot of those matches were wars. Nick Herman gutted out a close win. He took the guy down to beat him right at the end of the match. 33 was a 5-2 decision, I think it was, something in that realm. Joe Spisak was the story of the weekend, the match of the weekend. He beat the 10th ranked guy in the country from Wisconsin, then goes out and beats the 12th ranked guy from Kent State. Gets hit with 2. He gets caught on his back twice in the first period. Comes all the way back and wins it with like 5 seconds left. It was an amazing match. Blaze Butler beat a guy ranked 11th in the country. It was a huge win for Blaze. I've been bragging a lot about Blaze lately, and he showed that we have every right to be confident in him because he beat an absolute stud in Ian Miller from Kent State. So Nick Solzer does what he's been doing all year. He got a technical fall against Wisconsin, really lit it up against Kent State again, so he's just doing great. And Stephen Doty, gosh, he just looks light years above where he was last year and 2 years ago, and he went out and pinned a really tough kid from Kent. I think he's got, I don't know how many pins he's got on the year, but I feel like every time he goes out there, he pins the guy. So hopefully that'll continue. And then we went from there. So I thank everybody for the support and the emails and the text messages I've been getting. We're right in the grind. We got Virginia Tech coming up Sunday, November 24th. We got a free clinic beforehand. Bring your child, bring your friend, bring your neighbor. Not only is it just wrestling, but I'm going to give a speech afterwards about some things that hopefully transcend wrestling. And we've got recognitions going on. We've got alumni stuff going on. The band's going to be there. We're going to tear it up. So please come. What time are we going at again? 1 o'clock Sunday, November 24th.